can get to know the legend. My love, just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road, you better stay on your toes. I was till the land, focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, peace, love and light, peace, love. To the family, peace, love, and light. To the family, peace, love, and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
When you purple light,
Peace to the family, peace to the family, peace to the family, peace to you and yours, peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome, 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 welcome to Third Eye Thursdays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, we are in the building. This is Brother Red Pillar reporting live and direct. Yes, it is sunny outside where I'm at. You know what I mean? We got the early show. When you see the early show, you already know what it is. Get yourselves ready, buckle up. You know what I'm talking about? Get your pens, get your pads, strap on in, because chances are we about to go in. So with that being said, I'm gonna let y'all get up in the building. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna play a song so y'all can get yourselves good and ready and whatnot. This is Pay Us in Crypto featuring the Red Pillar off of the upcoming project, The Red Summer 2.0. Holla.
Pay us in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up the dip though. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped nose. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play a calypso. I pause in kitchens and caused addictions. I pause prescriptions and cause inflictions. Bill Bixby playing in stores and bricks and on the dark web. You gotta pause every doors, cause encryptions. Tesla engines, pause the pistons. I seen every floor I leave sore enlisting. For that action, they sponsored the Bronson. They was hooked on that shit like Johnson and Johnson. That freeway, Ricky Ross, straight out of Compton, straight out of Bumpton. Red on blue, violence in the land. The projection of the will, the perfection of the kill, the reflection of the pills. I'm a frontline soldier, I'm no doja. These crystals not from focus in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in disco. You niggas in fist pump, you stay up and dip though. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco and you say what the heck so. Every player gets snipped down, acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up at pistols, causing chaos and play a calypso. Hickory dickory dock, hit a lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot, lick off a shot. Heavy in the middle, we slip off a knot. Heavy in the ghetto, they crib walk a lot. Crib walk the crypto, lift off the stocks. Drips off the crystal and pots. Disco rods in the blocks on my chain from the crystal shop. In the light air, lift off the rock. Toe from the right chain on my block. White paint on my socks. White paint on my socks. Hickory dickory dock. Hit the lick, put the sticky in the box. When the blicky get hot. Lick off a shot, we lick off a shot. Payers in crypto. Diamonds is dancing like they up in discos. You niggas if it's smoke, you stay up the dip low. You niggas stay up and get low. Heard you way up in Frisco and you say what they Hicsos. Every player get snips now. Acting gay up in Cisco. Might take the day off and play up in pistols. Causing chaos and play up Calypso.
Yes. Pay us in crypto. You know what I'm talking about? Yes. Pay us in crypto, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure y'all get that album when it drops. I'm thinking maybe November 14th. I will let y'all know. You know, me and these deadlines don't get along like that. But I'm working, man. I'm working. We got a class. Oh man, this musical project that's on the stove right here that we've been kind of like piecemealing little songs here and there. Yeah, this is one of them ones. I'm very proud of it. So with that being said, let's get right into it. Let's do the roll call. We don't have no time to waste. I believe I'll be on Black Magic at 9:00. So this is literally, we doing assembly line content right now. We're going to do assembly line content. It's from right here, right over there. You know what I mean? Right across the street to 363 Empire. We're going to plug in. We're going to cook all night. You know what I'm talking about? Ving Rhames, Baby Boy. You know what I mean? We at the stove. We working. We got a lot of announcements to make. Some very good news. Things are popping. Things are moving. We got a special guest tonight. The God is with us, the young God. You know what I'm talking about? We got this thing running in my circle about, Rookie of the Year. I was talking to Spin City the other day, and I told him that, you know what I mean? Spin, you looking good. You in the runnings, young God. You know what I mean? There's a lot of rookies in it. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention. This year, there's some breakouts this year. You feel me? This year is giving what it's supposed to give. But the young God right here is definitely in the Rookie of the Year conversation, and a lot of people are excited about that. You know, I'm hearing his name mentioned in a lot of conversations, you know what I'm saying? So we got the brother back with us, and he's coming to cook, and we got some good news that we're gonna share with y'all. Y'all gonna definitely benefit from the information and the cloth that the God is about to deliver. You know what I mean? So let's go. East Flatbush in the building, Twin Cities in the building, Queens is in the building. You feel me? Shout out to Queens. I'm at the left rack. Yeah, shout out to left rack. Shout out to Queensbridge. That new Mobb Deep though. How about that new Mobb Deep, bro? Project. Yeah, Prodigy was spazzing. Queens in the building. Sound like, you know what I mean? I need to know if AI was used at all, because god damn it. They were sitting on that for that long. Pause. They were sitting on that music for that long. Hawaii. True Orleans. Shout out to my New Orleans family. As you do know, the event in New Orleans has been postponed, but we will be in New Orleans very soon. Please keep it warm for us. We will be in New Orleans very soon, but the one that we have on Sunday has been postponed. All right. North Las Vegas in the building. We got Baghdad, Iraq in the building. It's still lit over there. What's popping? What we doing? California in the building, Detroit in the building, New Bedford in the building, PA in the building, Cincinnati in the building. Where we at? Make sure y'all come up in this bitch, take your shoes off, and hit the like button, hit that following, Hit all of that. We up to 19,000. That might not mean nothing to people with 1 million and stuff like that, but that shit means the world to me. I really appreciate everybody that got behind this channel. After we didn't lose the main channel, they been holding the main channel. You feel me? They put a lien on the main channel, but they cannot get energy. Never dies. Do never believe the hype. There's nothing going with that channel. That channel will be back. It will resurface like an igloo that was hiding, like an iceberg, pop out. It's on the way, but we here right now. Know the Ledger 444. Thank you for everybody who just subscribed. That ain't even asking much, but not just subscribe, pulling up every Melanin Monday, Third Eye Thursday, Sacrilegious Sunday. Man, y'all been consistent, and that means a lot. Delaware, Decatur, Phoenix, Kansas City. Started singing "Pay Us in Crypto," and this guy I passed by in the store said, "Pay us in." Hey, yeah, we going global. That's right. That shit catchy. We got Australia. We got Brisbane. Y'all act right. We got Australia in the building. Please behave yourselves. Phoenix, Arizona, Barbados. Yeah, when you go live early, that the globe taps in. Cape Verde, Africa. Yeah, I think we got ourselves a slot that we need to hold on to this slot right here. 7 o'clock. I like what I'm seeing on a roll call. The globe is tapping in. Even though we do the late night. I'm late night. I'm late night, Phil. I'm taking Johnny Carson's place. You know what I'm talking about? I'm taking Jimmy Kimmel's place. I'm late night, Phil. I do the nightcaps, but I do like the daytime. I do like the this is the rush hour. So we had 19 bands. Yeah, I love you too. We had 19 bands, and I'm feeling that. I'm not rushing this thing. I'm patient with mine. I'm gonna eat my breakfast. London in the building. I am grateful. This should feel like it's 19 million. I've talked to, it could be 19 of us in the room. It could be 9. It don't matter. In my mind and in my heart and my spirit knows that I'm speaking to millions. Yeah. On some mind trick type shit, on some mind hack type brain hack. Yeah, you gotta, you know what I mean? Even though my shit wrinkled, I gotta come dressed to impress. Every show is a movie. Facts, because millions will watch this one day. So you just gotta prepare for the future. You gotta get ready so you don't gotta be ready. Milwaukee in the building. They still calling y'all Milwaukee, or has it slowed down? Do we need to send the troops to Milwaukee? Facts. Do we need to send them people over there? You know what I'm talking about? Because it seems that when them people show up, you niggas stay inside and play with your PlayStations. Maybe, just maybe. You know what I mean? I don't wish ICE, I don't wish alligator Alcatraz on nobody. But goddamn it, we can intimidate niggas. You know what I'm saying? That still don't hurt them, but intimidate them. I'm with that. DC properly. You know what I mean? Yeah, Chicago, Red 7 News. Yeah, Jackson, Tennessee. Yeah, Yeah, Ghana in this bitch. Yeah, Dirty December. You might see me. Yeah, I'm talking about. Shout out to Ghana. Yeah, EYL can have all the fun. Shout out to Ghana. Send for me. Nashville, Tennessee in the building. Yeah, so we outside, man. We deep. You know what I'm talking about? We deep up in this thing. I could already see it. We gonna touch 1,000 up in this bitch. You know what I mean? Tonight. We're gonna touch 1,000. You know what I'm saying? So we finna cook, man. We finna cook. Real quick word from a sponsor. Let's go to who pay the bills, and then we're bringing our guest on, and then we're gonna get in the kitchen, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So let's go to Infinite Treasures. Wagwan. Go.
Trumpet sounds of golden arch. I saw in a Zion these crystal balls of lightning, thundering different sounds.
At Infinite Treasures, we get visions of angels. They communicate through angles and geometry. manifesting, impacting the material realm, space and time as we know it. What do angels and angels have in common? Both represent law and order necessary for stability and structure. Angels relevant to all things spiritual, angles relevant to all things in the physical world. These laws and order render leverage, lightening the load one carries on the journey through life.
Don't fall in a valley of the bloodbath. Trumpet sounds of golden harps. I saw.
Yo, I need that whole song. I'm playing that. That's gonna be in the rotation. We gotta put that in the rotisserie. That's a slap right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, let me go ahead and bring to you this intro.
You were never meant to market yourself. You were meant to mythologize yourself.
Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you the one and only. You know what I'm talking about? The one and only Hitsuyo Aku in a building. Peace to the
Back
God.
again. Orewa Kakuga Chigwanda. Yo, that boy built different. How we doing?
Boy,
How we
that's
doing?
right.
How we feeling?
Man, we lit, man. We outside. You know what I'm talking about?
That's what
We
I'm talking
outside
about.
with
Yeah.
it, man. You
I see we
know?
tapped in with the whole globe on this point. About to be a
Tight
global renaissance, worldwide
Tight
renaissance shit.
You know what I mean? They must have got a word. Word got out. Globe is in the
Three-Eye
building.
Atlas sending out them secret
3-Eye
messages.
Atlas sending out notifications out this bitch. They like, yo, you know what? We're gonna take over a Red Pill account. Y'all been blocking the globe. You know what I mean? Those around the galaxy. I think you know how they called the ceasefire? I think it been a ceasefire called on niggas hating on us.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
might have let go of the shadow
algorithm.
ban. Might just let
Yeah,
you live in the algorithm.
Yeah, give him free. Give him free. I think they say give him free.
There you go.
So we here.
Oh man, we here big time. I hope the family's doing well. I hope everybody's just keeping their head above water. Even deeper still, I hope you're walking on top of the water. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping yourself above all the bullshit that's going on. But today we here with solutions. I ain't gonna lie to you. I've been kind of dying to do this one. I ain't gonna sweat it. I ain't gonna hold you. I've been dying to get this one off.
Hey, you've been living to get this one off. Power in the tongue.
Even
Power
deeper still.
Yeah. So yeah, I get it, man. I concur because I found myself sitting around literally itching. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I gotta get this off. You feel me? Like I got stuff on the stove, Meta Yahoo, you know what I mean? AI Masters, you name it, man. We got a bunch of things cooking. So I'm just so glad that we're here now and we get the opportunity to deliver and share some of our insights. You feel me? Because there's nothing better than offloading, like, you know, doing data dumps, getting the shit out of your hard drive, so you're not sitting around talking to yourself
all day, going crazy. Yeah,
right. When you put it into the ethos, you feel this release. You feel this kind of like this woo-ha, like whoo, man, a woo-saw. I mean, and it's like, yes, I put it out there. I'm not responsible for, you know, what it's gonna do.
What it's gonna be.
Know. Yeah.
I call it creative constipation. A lot of artists ain't really getting their shit off the way they should.
Ew.
Yeah, it's that type of time now. It's either shit or get off the pot.
Shit'll get off the pot. Yo, I'm like, they try to get me constipated when Charlie was out here leaking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They try to put a diaper on the kid, bro.
They need the Cascara Sagrada. What the fuck?
With the heli, they niggas try to
They
put a
get
diaper
parasites out the system.
Yo, they came, they try to put me in an old folks home and threw a depends on me, like nigga, you can't shit on these niggas. Like you can't dump on them. I'm like, fam,
Not at all.
yeah, I'm ready to go. They're like, nah, hold it. You know what I mean?
Hold the
Cooper
horses.
joint. Yeah,
Hold the horses.
yeah. Confiscated my blunt, everything. I had packs. I had packs. I had something called Bob Charlie, but it got vetoed at the last minute. You know what I mean?
Bob Charlie.
I had some Bob Charlie. We was gonna light it up with the Charlies. Yeah, man.
Smoking on that pack.
That Packington. You know what I'm talking about? Big Packington.
Yeah.
Woo, white runts. Man.
Biggest
Ain't
moon
like some
boulders.
Turning Point blunts, huh?
Ain't nothing like them the moon rocks, you know.
Them Turning Point joints, man.
Yeah. Them turning joints, God.
Them turning joints. Oh man, they smoke heavenly smoke, man.
And packed up. And I didn't even know Candace could roll like that. God damn, she got the
Oh yeah, Candace got the
origami with it. You know what I'm saying? God damn.
One of them rappers was able to roll a L while they was rapping or something. They was like multi-purpose. That's what
I
Candace
remember that video.
Yeah.
That's
Candace
exactly
giving,
what
like
Candace is
Red
giving.
Man blunt rolling power type shit.
You remember when Cam was counting the money in 106 in Park Freeze? She just racking up bodies, just you and you and you.
Right. You know.
Yeah, bro.
What would the Candace interview on Know the Ledge look like? Do you have any idea?
Honestly, all right. Outside of the initial, maybe little conflict of Candace, you were saying some wild shit back in the day about some important figures in this community. I'm gonna need you to step up off that ledge. You see what I'm saying? And then we can get into, cooking the small hats the way they need to be dealt with. You see what I'm saying? But
who gets spanked first in the slap off, in the power slap? Her or Mark Lamont for what he said about Candace? Who gets smacked first? Who in the power slap tournament? Who gets smacked by Kimbo Slice or Roger Jackson? Who gets it?
I'm a say Mark deserves it more because he know better, right? And he be fronting on some bullshit.
And he arrogant with his fuckery.
He arrogant as hell, and you only really see it with Flip because he knows he can really get it off with Queen's Flip because Flip isn't the deep intellectual nigga. So when Flip tries to come back, but that intellectual bullying shit.
I seen Flip tussling on Eastern Parkway on Labor Day, man. Flip ain't no.
I don't think
he ain't
no slouch, bro. I don't think Mark got it.
Now. He throw that when them niggas got them fat backs. You know what I'm talking about? That's extra strength on the back muscle.
He was not playing with that 6 foot nigga with a death wish.
Right, he locked in. He pivoted. He
parked that boy and dipped.
Yeah, that was like 1,000 pounds of pressure. So
now I will say Mark is definitely a voice that's needed in that space, right? In the Joe Budden universe, because you already know them niggas is anti-consciousness like fuck.
I think
and he's a nice primer to the conversation.
I was watching Deontay Cole the other day. I'm like, he's the final boss of woke niggas. Deontay Cole should like get on some Thanos shit and just take out all of the underling, like Charlemagne, Mark. He needs to just go Kendrick Lamar on them because he's the woke final boss. He's the nigga at the last door.
Yeah,
with the wicks. So
that boy's straight Babadook.
Yeah, clean marking them up. We don't even know.
I don't know what the fuck he's been on.
The new thing in media right now is the opposites attract. That's what's going viral. Opposites, when you put two people together that nobody would ever think should be together, that's what content, the best content is coming out of those unions. So Candace is not supposed to sit down with somebody that agrees with her to create fire content. No, Candace needs to be a polar opposite, somebody that's completely outside of her quote unquote loop. A very interesting video that I saw the other day that was sent to me was a demonstration to show how the rise of the right, the alt-right, or the rise of far-right media has eclipsed left wing, or whatever they would call that train. To me, it stopped. It stopped with, like, and what I would say signaled all aboard, grand opening, grand closing, was like the Umar plane landing. Like, that was the end of that whole, when he was like, yo, can I hold something?
Yep.
Remember, the right is being funded by billionaires, right? So they would never say that. You would never see that. It would never happen like that. They're out there selling beef vermin. They're selling, like, they selling like boogie bags and shit. You know what I mean? Like they selling like vitamins. They running it up.
Yeah, they doing the fish fry financial plan. You know what I'm saying?
They doing the white fish fry. You feel me? So it's assumed that they get into the chips. But I seen Captain TH3RD sit down with a rabbi, and I'm assuming the one who hosted it, he was a comedian or something, because it's assumed that, I don't know the whole lore of every single guest, but it was a shit show. And once again, it showed me that these conversations are all relegated on the main, or what they would call the catch. Who's the catch? Who is who in a room full of them? Who is the prize? Who is the quote? We have to be able to identify who we are just off of the dynamics of what we see in some of these places. Now, to go back to that situation, once we establish certain truths, then we could be able to move on collectively. The truth is this: if you don't stand on nothing, if you come into the conversation already defeated on your knees, then you don't have a voice out the gate. You already lost. You showed up with an L. And this is where you see the power dynamic. Like, Officer Tatum, anywhere that he shows up, he already took the L. I don't care if he's on Piers Morgan. You're up there talking for those people who been called you an N-word to your face. They don't respect you, and you're up there capping for BB and all of them. Off the rip, before the debate even starts, you're gone. You don't even have a W in your belt. You don't have a W. What team are you fighting for?
Exactly. And this is where I kind of like some of the conversation that Tariq has been on in terms of delineation, right? Now, I may not necessarily agree with where he draw his lines at, right? But that overall concept of drawing lines and separating yourself from, and this is branding, your association, you're guilty by association and branding. You see what I'm saying? So this is why they don't want the Epstein files out, because all you niggas are guilty by association. I don't care if you never touched a child. Just the fact that you in that book says you support that brand. Simple as that. Simple as that. And this is how all these boys are getting washed up, because the brand you're supporting doesn't support you. So they'll actively consume you to continue on with their agenda. Simple and easy and plain. These niggas, again, delectable Negro. They only like you when they can feed off of you, when you're useful to them. Then once they get where they need to go, they're tossing you out the fucking window. Easy. It's nothing to them.
So Captain TH3RD's debate was a prime lesson to show anyone looking at the new ecosphere that we're in, or the new environment that we are all in collectively, with them being the censorship, with them being hound dogs about what we can say, what we can't say, the rumors of them creating dossiers based off of people's social media activity, whether retroactively or moving forward. Captain Cesariak exemplified poise. He exemplified a level of discipline that you might not get in all of the groups in consciousness, right? All of the groups in consciousness do not mandate discipline the way that the Hebrew Israelites mandate men to have a decor in public. Whether we agree with the brashness, or rather we agree with the delivery, or rather if we agree with their quote unquote perceived public perception, I can't speak on one man because Captain Cesariak is one man. He does not represent every single Hebrew Israelite. He represents ISUPK underneath General Yohana. What I see in his for everybody that's been in the audience that sees the evolution of that man, I see that the best thing that he has going for him in these spaces that he chose to get into, because he's Captain Cesariak is the most visual Hebrew Israelite on
That's a
the
fact.
scene
On the planet.
in terms of commercialized. We're talking commercial, y'all. We're talking on the stage where the woke shit reverberates, but it's part of the loop, because if you're doing 1 million views in a day, right? Rage bait. Remember, rage bait and martyrdom is the one that goes viral. We showed the chart. A debate right now with a black man, or what they call the black, and a rabbi. That's the opposites attract in the attention economy. We're talking about attract. People may misinterpret what attract actually real. We're talking about attract where rage bait is an attraction. Martyrdom, a nigga getting shot, is attraction. Fighting on film. What Queen's Flip and Mark. I know people that was like, I didn't even know Mark Lamont was a part of Joe Button. That's been established for about a year. You didn't know about it until he had an argument with Queen's Flip. Rage bait got you aware, got you in an awareness zone about this man and where he's at, right? Rage bait is I didn't know who Roger Jackson was. I didn't know who Rampage. I didn't know they were streaming. It took him to beat up a white man and look like ZZ Top for me to be like, yo, okay, these niggas is crazy.
They going in.
Yeah.
I show rage, baby. I show rage.
Right. I show rage, right? Instead of I show speed, I show rage, right? Rage baiting, okay? Big on the internet right now. Huge. If you're monetized and you know what to do, that's what Charleston White is on right now. Rage baiting. Anything that he could say to create some type of rage and whatnot, him and his team have figured out the algorithm to whereas they have about 8 or 9 ways to monetize. And it's like, you know what? F that. I don't care. The rage is going to get us some coins. I don't know about the repercussions, but I'm willing to live with it. We just up right now.
And that's what makes this shit, in my understanding, very tantric, right? It's the willingness to fuck around and find out and accept the consequences from that fucking around and finding out. That is the core premise of what Tantra is all about. It's not about the ritual itself. It's about taking on the consequences that come from that ritual. Everybody wants to go to heaven. Don't no one want to pass through the gates of Ma'at for it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if you're gonna do it, stand on it. And if you stand on it, you'll come to see that there are an innumerable amount of entities that are willing to stand on business with you, but they not standing with half-stepping ass niggas, bro. At that point, you're burning off their energy. That's entropy. No one wants to fuck with somebody that's deep in a state of entropy, where you're just burning off energy all the time. So you got to stand on what you stand on. That's why I really love, at first, when I seen that Tazarian video, I was like, yo, what the fuck is he doing this deep in the hyper reality? Like, what? But then I seen the execution, and by the end of the video, I was like, oh, you know what? 125th is what made him ready as shit for this type of environment.
Right.
He done already been in real life. He was really about to fight Polite. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this is jokes. This ain't shit.
But once again, Mark Lamont Hill and Tanishi Coates, right? Tanaishi Coates, who I do have respect for because my dad has respect for him. So that's one of those, you know, it made me look at him like, all right, let me check him out. Then I went to see him in the Apollo, and I was like, oh shit, I respect him as an intellect. I respect all of our intellects. Miri Baraka, you know, going all the way back, right? The last poets, all of them. You said it right. Harlem prepped him. It was his sparring in Harlem. The idea in Harlem, the debate scene, was everybody was supposed to sharpen their swords because our ultimate goal was to meet the quote unquote crusader somewhere in the middle and whatnot.
Dump him out.
We were sharpening our swords because we were supposed to go to colleges and debate. Maybe not like Charlie Kirk and whatnot, or maybe just like him.
Just like
we
that,
were
actually.
supposed to be going to Oxford. We had people inviting us to Ivory Leagues, ladies and gentlemen, Ivory League debate clubs. But when we had certain talent that was not sharp around the edges, they were not polished enough to go. They would be bulls in a china shop if we sent certain debaters into Ivy League colleges where we were going to be scrutinized. But it was sort of like a trade-off. And then what happened, unfortunately, what in my humble opinion, it didn't happen. So the trade-off to that was Vlad TV and the Breakfast Club.
Right.
They said instead of going to tear down these, because I think somebody was scared because they knew what would have came out of that. it would have been a disruptor of bigger proportions than what Black Lives Matter represented. Only because the debaters were going to take you into what is known as hyperspace highway of truth. They were going to take you down an information highway on a hyperloop, meaning that in the span of 2 hours, they would disrupt every about 30 to 40 years of religion that you've been taught, whether you was of any Abrahamic order. Christianity, whether you was on some Judaism, they would they had the power and the skill in the debate to dismantle your whole world. I'm talking about violently pulling the pillars down, collapsing your temple and grazing it. They wasn't just coming in there. They was spitting on the Bible, stomping on that bitch, burning it, peeing on it, and then washing the priesthood up. That's how the debates work.
Yep.
That's how
we already did this with Harry Rosenberg. We done already washed up the small hats on camera. So that's why I was like,
Harry came in with the Mossad. If Harry didn't have those intimidating looking security guards,
he would have stomped out that night.
You know, when somebody walks past and you smack them across the head, they would have did him like that. He was sweet like bear's meat once he got tenderized inside that building. Son was tenderizing him.
I ain't never seen him again.
Ever.
I think he did maybe 1-2 lectures after that to kind of ride the wave of getting his ass kicked by Polite, and that was it.
Yeah, he got tapped.
He got washed. Crazy. So I need y'all to understand, like, that's what was so confusing for me at first when I seen it. I was like, dog, he already did this. Like, what? And I was like, why is he doing it on Matan channel? This nigga not about to be serious and let him have a... But I was like, oh, wait, for him, this is a joke. So I'm just going to say what I need to say. They going to clip it up. The clip's going to go viral. And what the fuck? All I got to do is show up here and beat Tazariak. All right, and the masterful thing about it was he wasn't so resistant all the way through to their antics. Someone started talking about fantasy sports and shit. He instantly locked in on that conversation, acknowledged that person, had that back and forth, then jump right back to the original topic that he was on. You see what I'm saying? He didn't let them throw him off his square. And again, I say that was a masterful demonstration of everything I have seen from the debate scene on 125th, because that was the main game that niggas would play. Try to get you off your square with ad hominem shit, try to get you off your square with non sequitur shit, and then you lose your point, and then they look like they just beating your ass, right? Polite was one of the main ones to do that, because while you was talking, he was making the slides to kick your ass. He was right there making the slides.
He was making them right in real time while he's playing.
This is what I'm talking about. You can't play with us like that. You really can't. Like, all right. The freestyling we can do off the top of the head based off the resources and the reading material we got is nasty work. You start putting a bibliography together, you start putting a script together, you start putting a fucking a list of talking points together. Oh no, they can't handle you. They can't handle you. Especially now that they want to do this live fact checking shit. They can't. They don't want to debate you no more. I promise you that much.
Oh man, they are kicking the can.
They pissed themselves
because they needed Tazariak to spaz out. They needed for him to turn green. They needed for him
to angry black man trope. They needed
it because his organization, more than any organization, is the organization that they're trying to quote unquote demonize. His organization is the Black Skanskifa, right? That they want to say, oh, you see what we saying? They're not likable. They want to dehumanize. They want to demystify. They want everyone to be scared of them. What does Tazariak do? He defangs that argument. He humanizes the Israelites. He makes them likable.
While casually eating unleavened bread and cooking these boys.
So what does the superior man do to the far right? Because we're talking about what Dr. Francis taught us. It's all about energy. I'm your dad. I'm coming with dad energy. I'm not coming with son energy. If the father ever come to the YN acting like a son, the YNs are going to strip the father and beat him up and treat him like a child.
If come acting like the son, you're going to get sunned.
Wild, ratchet daughters and tries to play like she's under them, they're going to pull her hair out and stomp her and beat her up and scratch her face. So if you the father and you sitting down with your child or your son or your daughter and you're not acting like the father, then you're going to get washed, and you deserve to get washed. You deserve to get sun. You deserve to get put under people's deodorant. You deserve to get talked about. You deserve to get fresh and fitted. You deserve to get washed. You deserve to be like Beetlejuice with Howard Stern. That's how you'll be treated in those spaces. Just know, if you're not qualified to be in those spaces, you're not a superior man. You can't be. That's why we got so much slack anyway from a bunch of different nationalities. And I'm not being facetious and whatnot, but everybody can't speak for our race. Everyone that looks like us is not a spokesman of us. Everybody that looks like us doesn't represent us to our highest quote unquote ability and stature. We don't have rank and file in our as a people. Unfortunately, we don't have that. People from afar don't know who's who amongst us. So they assume that everybody is somebody and everybody that's talking has a voice and all type of shit. And that's not the case, right? So even when it comes to the Hebrew Israelites, they need a spokesman. The Moors need a spokesman. The Nation of Islam need a spokesman. That's why Malcolm was so effective. That's why Khalid Muhammad was so effective. That's why Farrakhan is so effective. You don't got 1,000 people talking and whatnot. If you want to come and get the FAQs, if you want to get the SOP, if you want to find out what this organization is about, go to the spokesman because they're trained.
They're trained.
They've been dewormed. They don't have parasites. They're not emotional. They're not just emotional wrecks and whatnot. Like a lot of these organizations, the people that they put in the front got me running. I'm with Gunna on a 5K challenge, running through New York with my shirt off because you niggas are repellents.
The energy, unhealed energy, energy, negative, dark energy, pigs with lipstick on energy. You niggas didn't even take a shower before you put the dashiki on, trying to sell cowrie shells. You
and this is the issue.
The fuck?
This is the fucking issue. Like, we really can't be in a space, and this is why I brought up delineation, because you cannot let everyone be the spokesperson of your personal brand or your ethnic image. All right, on some shit. This is kind of what Kevin Samuels was getting to in certain conversations that he was having when he was speaking to black men about the way our ethnic image, which is essentially our collective branding, has been set up for us. And this is why I'm more than happy to see Tazariak doing what he doing, and I'm annoyed as shit to see what Mark Lamont Hill is doing, because Mark Lamont Hill is NOI.
What?
That's a fact. And does any of that behavior you saw represent what the fuck Farrakhan said we should be doing out here? No. But I bet you everything Tazariak showed you was everything he learned from 125th and General Yohana. So here's what I'm saying. One party is engaging with the algorithm while maintaining their sovereignty. Another party, we can clearly see, is selling out to the algorithm for the look, for the virality. Tazariak went to that fucking podcast knowing he was going to go viral. He didn't have to pretend to do anything. He just had to go there, be himself, not fuck up the flow too much, and have these white small hats on pins and needles the whole time. They were scared to say anything to him.
They didn't know what to do with him. They didn't know what to do with him.
But see, Mark, when it's convenient, he'll play certain games. He'll lean into certain rhetoric that he knows for a fact has nothing to do with the black community and what is actually going to benefit us. Some of his talking points be white liberal talking points.
It's liberal talking points. Come on, man. It's small hat liberal.
It's small hat shit.
It's the shit Malcolm X was rallying against. Come on,
so
man.
I don't understand how you can sit again. You got put under the deodorant of Farrakhan, but yet, look at what you're doing on the now. Mind you, when he showed up on Joe Budden podcast, I was like, this is great. This is a nice primer, a nice easy way for people to get into consciousness and see that you can be a regular person that is aware and active.
So
this is what me and you've been talking about.
Not there, right? Who he conveniently did not mention that he had slept with her. What's her name? The
Melissa Ford.
Girl. Melissa Ford. He conveniently admitted the fact that, oh yeah, me and her already did something. So right off the bat, you're not keeping it 1,000 that you slept with one of your co-hosts. So when y'all arguing and when y'all going, y'all already have, there's a conflict of interest.
Right there.
You're not gonna go in on her. She knows certain things about you. You probably talk to her off the show. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Messy boots, man. Messy boots.
I don't know why they got him up there. They don't need him.
Joe does.
That came up, she got booted from the show that he was piping and whatnot. She got booted
straight up.
So I'm like, what's that about?
It's crazy because she had all these complaints about Flip behavior, but she did not leave until Mark started pressing her. I remember that one conversation they had where Mark was like, maybe when you've been privileged, being treated like everybody else feels like an attack. That was the last day. That was it.
But
day was the day she quit.
She's this moral type of person, but her boss kicks pregnant women downstairs. Like, he's the most egregious woman beater in the industry, but they're over there playing moral authorities against everyone else. And I'm like, how, Sway? How does that even happen over there? Like, I don't get it.
Hyper reality. It has to be.
So
this is what it looked like.
Thing about, and I've seen it with academics, you lean into the misfortunes of others when people are looking at your ass. When you're in the scopes,
you delineate by speaking up, because there's misfortune going on. That's news. There's misfortune in hip hop daily. So when academics came under fire, that nigga just strapped in, got the Henny, and talked about everybody else's problems.
It's easy. Divert and distract. Divert and distract. Divert and distract. I mean, that's the whole playbook this whole time. Divert and distract.
Yeah.
So all right. So all of these conversations, I know this might seem random to y'all, maybe, but like this is what we're talking about when we talk about branding. This is what we mean when we say you need to be really authentic, because it's gonna count in the moments when you are under extreme duress, when you are under extreme stress. We're really going to see who the fuck you actually are. Right? Joe and them been joking about this dark Lamont Hill shit. Right? He been saying, Mark is more like us than y'all think.
Right.
But what has Mark created his brand around? Being this liberal, intellectual, you see what I'm saying? Scholarly. He's like the mascot for Boulé shit, if we really being real. He's the modern mascot for Boulé shit.
Right.
But when he got put under pressure, you see what I'm saying? You see what's under the surface. And this is what I'm saying. If Mark was just that all the time, cool. Be intellectual and be angry as shit. But trying to present this image that's actually not there is always going to wind you up in a deep pool of shit. Because as soon as you get tested, you're going to fall off the square and you're going to land on somebody's sword, and that's going to be the end of it.
Right.
And we're seeing it right now. While some people, all right, all of the Boulé college educated black people, they love what Mark did. All of the more street aligned, you see what I'm saying, more antique-y, you know what I'm saying, algorithm aligned people, they fucking with Flip. They rock with Flip, and they wish Flip would have really took it there to really see what the. But again,
you know,
it's
a classic. When people were watching it, they easily were able to put themselves in either one's shoes. It happened. This is a classic, quote unquote, trope that we see in our community of the street dude and the quote unquote book smart dude who have who disagree, and we find out where is it gonna go, because everybody want to know if you can fight Mark. It's not so much about Queens. They want to know if your ass got any dog in you. You know what I mean?
If you got them hands on you, bro.
If you got them hands on you, because that's gonna be a part of your brand. So even with your brand being very unassuming, and you're being an avoidance, you know what I mean? You don't want that, you don't have that type of energy, but as you can see with the people, you're still a man at the end of the day. They want to know if you're a man, blood. They want to see blood.
See a little blood, just a little bit.
Fight.
Because we done already seen Flip get down, and we know that's how Flip get down. So it's just
Flip ain't scary. Now, if
that's what I'm saying, the juxtaposition.
Like that, we got to see what you got, fam. Because
then you say, let's take it outside. Let's go talk outside. My dog Flip got up. My dog wasn't. But again, we know that that's who he is. And this is what I'm saying. The authenticity. Right. I got to look at Mark suspicious now. On top of the fact that they've been talking about, making jokes about how he was tied to, he was a part of the Dr. York. I don't want to call it a cult because it really wasn't that type of time. But
Nuwabians?
Yeah, the Nuwabians. There we go. Boom. So he was a part of the Nuwabians. Now you in the NOI. But you're spouting small hat liberal talking points. So I need to know who the fuck you are. Like, is it Uchiwali or One Mic, my nigga? Because I need to know who's actually like signing your checks. Whose payroll are you really on? You going up and cooking some white people on Piers Morgan don't do shit for me. You see what I'm saying? Like,
right. And that's the conundrum of, like, that takes me to Van Jones. That we pivot right into Van, right? Van,
crybaby Van,
from Jeff Bezos and them. Van, who got caught on film got caught on somebody's tape recorder apologizing to a room full of small hats about Ye, right? That's who Van Jones is. Mr. Van, who basically got they kicked him up out of that organization or his non-for-profit that they sent that 100 mil or
Yeah.
that really, yeah, his ass, yeah,
Like, how the fuck you get kicked out of your own shit? How you get
yeah,
fired on your day off? Like,
that's
what?
how, yeah, that's how you know it was some goofy shit going on, you know. Mark is a Judas to Dr. York. So Mark was in tandem with the other dude, the York son that crossed him. What's his name? Jacob York, who was given free reign. Look, so Jacob York takes his father down, but then Jacob York is Little Kim's manager around that time. So Jacob York takes his father down, but gets in bed with Undia's and Little Kim. He's Little Kim's manager, the same Little Kim from the hardcore picture, the same Little Kim that was getting surgery, the same Little Kim that said taking in the buns. So who did more damage to the youth? Was it Dr. York's teaching? Was it the quote unquote the holy tablets? Or was it Little Kim and whole culture and all of those black girls that got lost because of her and the rise of her and Foxy? I would love to find that out. I would love to ask that question because you know him, all of these industry dudes, the Ray Daniels, the all of the people, the Yorks. I want to know like where y'all did nothing there's nothing to be accountable for. Not a thing. There's no atonement. Nothing.
Nah. They're not trying to even open that door for real.
Okay. Huh?
They're not even trying to open that door for real.
Nah, they don't want to. That's a Pandora's. That's a Pandora's. And I tell everybody who all of these niggas that be on talking about they was in the industry and what they did. For anybody, instead of running up on these people and going into fan mode and try to take a fucking selfie or a picture, just say to them, higher infinite power, and then let them finish it. And I promise you, 9 times out of 10, they won't be able to finish it. They'll be like, huh? They don't even know what the acronym of hip hop is. All of these people, and they posers. They're posers.
There we go. Yeah, we need to bring that word back for real, bro. Posers. Niggas that just show up for the pictures but ain't putting in no work behind the camera. That's a lot of what I'm seeing. And it's not to say Mark isn't putting in his own level of work, but there's a lot of posing going on that outweighs the work.
Mark knows that the level of work that's required from him is non-abrasive, no friction. It's a selfie and a march. He knows that people don't even require much of a Mark Lamont Hill. There's nothing like people are not gonna ask him, yo, Mark, what's up with this and what's up with that? And you know, he don't have that weight on his shoulders. Right. He don't have to save his people. You know what I mean? He don't have to come up with solutions. He got to do a book and go get paid reading pages from the book like Ta-Nehisi Coates and them. You know what I mean? No disrespect. I'm not being facetious, but these niggas just got to do books. They don't have to do, they got to just sound, once again, liberal talking points. Literally shit that you sit around and read in these textbooks. They're just giving you Gumbo, Marx, Nietzsche, Young. It sound deep because it sound deep.
You ain't read that. You ain't read them texts yet. That's the only reason it sound deep.
You don't know what aesthetics was. Niggas didn't know how to spell aesthetics. You know what I mean? You know what nihilism and all of this stuff that they're just for the people that read books and they battle tested, they did the debates, they know what's going on, they're able to see, and they know that some of these books and these scholars that some of these college bred intellects were raised on, we know that it's been exposed that was an operation. The whole back to Africa, Egyptology, and all of that. That was the African studies, Karenga, Kwanzaa. That was a op. You know, all of that shit that we were seeing was it was even, you know, is very oppy.
Getting
It's
uppy
highly
outside.
oppy.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of good on that.
Yeah. Again, delineation. Separate yourself from
Safe.
some of these things and stand on that separation, bro. Say they not like us, bro. G shit. Start drawing those lines, and once you start drawing the lines, what you'll come to realize is that your experience of reality starts to get better, because again, you're not guilty by association, so you don't have to suffer through the bullshit and the karma and the get back that the universe got for these people, because you're not in support of them.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right. But once you
If
find
you're not
yourself,
holding them up, then you can't get crushed when they fall. It's as
right,
simple as that.
but when you find yourself holding them up, propping them up, when you're the one propping them up, when they're leaning on you the whole time, and you had people thinking that wasn't the case, but you come to find out you was one of those batteries in their back, you gonna get it worse than them.
There you go.
There you go. They're doing what they were programmed to do. Do you understand? They are agents of confusion. They are agents of chaos. They are literally like the same type of agents that ChatGPT just put out. They are programmed to do certain things, but your ass is not. Do you see the difference? You're not. You are not Cypher trying to eat steak. You are not Agent Smith trying to look like Neo and all of them, cloning them, no, you're not that. You're not an NPC, or are you? These niggas
deeper
have
conversation.
They've abdicated the throne. They've given up their natural birthrights. They've abdicated the throne. They've given their crown up. They've given their whole, you know what I mean? They've given it up. Willingly signed it away. Grabbed their ankle.
No hesitation.
No hesitation.
None. And this becomes the deeper conversation. I seen someone in the chat say, "Oh, so we're dividing again." You're missing the point completely. Respectfully, you're missing the point completely. It's not about dividing anything. It's about discernment. It's about discernment. There's already a divide. I don't have to divide shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's about discernment. Who's actually rocking with you? Who's going where you want to go? And that's how you determine what bandwagons you're jumping on.
Let me just share
something.
See what I'm saying? Yeah, let me just share something with anybody that's out there. The behavior that I saw. Remember, we're still 30 days we're still somewhat within that 30-day window of one of the most egregious acts that Black people could ever do, and that was cry for Charlie, right? And all of that carrying on that niggas did for a person who would have spit on your grave and pissed on you if you were on fire. Wouldn't even piss on you if you were burning up, right? One of those people who are his spirit, he represents the spirit of those people that were at the barbecues and the pick of niggas and whatnot. The fact that you groveling slave-like Negroes gave him your looch and whatnot. You damn right. I'm drawing a line and saying that I won't never go to war with a nigga who thinks that their God is Caesar Bourgeois. Why would I go into conflict with any of y'all? Why would I trust you? Bro. If I'm standing next to you going to battle? Why would I even go against you on a board? Why would I even give you that type of? I would never even give you that type of energy. You're just excommunicated. You can't stand with me. You can't stand next to me. You can't go to war with me. You can't go to war against me. You are a
liability.
You're a liability. You're a virus, my nigga. You're a malware. You're part of the. I press enter and just let the agent or the code clean you up. Like, you're a bad code. You're a bad code. You're going against the code. You're a bad code. Anybody that goes against the natural, quote unquote, growth and development and was naturally programmed for to see their people prosper, if you're going against universal laws, you're operating on malware. You're bad code. Nobody got to tell you. Niggas don't have to pucker up to you. Nobody has to be no, nigga, you can't be a part of the ultimate code. You gotta go. What do you mean?
You just gotta go.
So if
I
you
think everyone
saw
forgets that this is a
how
war of
many
trust now.
times, yeah, how many times are we going to continue to see what our people are going to continue to show us? They are not going to hold you down. They're going to give you up. They are Agent Smith. You niggas are you're trying to grow. You're trying to be comrades. You're trying to be comrades with Agent Smith, and you're trying to hold the hand of Cypher.
Right,
And
it's like they don't. It's like they watch The Matrix, but they have yet, and they like doing all this quoting of all the fancy concepts that are in the Matrix.
right,
But you have yet to internalize that that's your actual fucking life.
right.
What a
So
fuck? Like, what?
if that's how you give it up, and I'm witnessing that, and I'm observing that this is how you give it up, you mean to tell me that I'm supposed to just sit back and allow that shit to fly, and I'm just supposed to let that shit go, and I'm supposed to say, nah, I'm putting my life on the line for these niggas. I'm getting harassed. I'm getting followed. I got drones over me. I got all type of stuff. I'm being censored, so niggas could cry about Erica Kirk.
What are
Nah,
we fucking
fam.
talking about,
Like,
bro? Stuff
yeah,
girl law.
I
Man,
don't
fly
know.
off a bun on a bumble clot, dog.
Rot
Oh,
it.
it's not about dividing, it's about discernment at this point. We're in a war. Me and Red just did 5 lectures back to back talking about how the algorithm is conditioning human consciousness to be food. You niggas is getting ate up. And you want to talk to me about dividing? Nah, bro, it's not dividing. I'm not a delicatessen, nigga. I
Right.
am not a deli, nigga. Do you understand that? That's the dividing line. If you want to talk about division, nigga, I am not food. I am not fit to be food. I'm not fit to be a fucking slave. And if you, on your own time, are gonna cry about that shit over there, if you on your own time are gonna try to defend that shit over there, if you on your own time, with your own energy, with your own sovereign free fucking will, are gonna defend that fuckery off a cliff with you, off
Right.
a fucking cliff with you. We don't have the time to play games. You see what I'm saying? We don't have the time to do this. Oh, well, we just gotta lift up all the each one teach one. And I'm only talking to the niggas that want to learn. Simple as that, nigga. I ain't talking to no niggas that have adopted an anti-intellectual stance. You see what I'm saying? That have adopted the American persona of I'm too cool for school.
Right.
Word to what's that boy Spready Gibbs over there? Trying to not Spready Gibbs. What's that boy name? Benny the Butcher. Trying to start war with the nerds. Nigga, are you dumb? Nigga, your platform exists because of nerds.
Right.
Nigga, you couldn't get on this internet without nerds, bro. Stop talking shit about niggas that
the whole Griselda
gave you a fucking platform. The whole Griselda
is held up by nerds. Like, what is he talking about?
He think his fan base is all what? Trap God niggas, bro? Trap God niggas do not. They would not hold your bottom line up if that was a fucking case, nigga. Are you dumb? It's white boys in Minnesota listening to you talking about some, yeah, I bagged the rock. You know, I had to pack the stock. Nigga, get off my dick, bro. You dumb.
Okay.
Like, come on, bro.
It's white meth niggas listening to that stupid shit. Like,
they bagging up the meth. They over there Breaking Bad listening to Benny the Butcher.
You feel me? Or Ice. Like, what do you mean, homie?
Yo.
That's the identity crisis. Like, instead of praising demographics of your people who are not criminals and have not criminalized themselves, and they're literally the most important demographics of Black people that we have in our quote unquote society. Like the nerds, which would be the coders and the developers, that's the most important demographics. I wish we would treat them like the athletes. I wish we would treat them like rappers and whatnot. I wish the women would give them some trim.
Dog, that's why the alt-right is up the way they are. They treat them 4chan, 8chan Reddit nerds, the coders, they treat them like gods. That's why the right is being led by a technocratic regime.
Do you know why? Because these young white incels who were not hitting it off with the women. Wherever you have a society where niggas is not getting laid, bro, and they're not getting chosen, and they're not quote unquote being seen by the upper echelons, because little do we know there's levels to this shit, right? Like,
Facts.
you know, I be hearing all this conversation about the male gaze, but what about the female gaze? For all of my feminists, and you know, what about the female gaze? Like, if certain women is checking you out, my nigga, what about that? What does that do? You know what I mean?
Bro,
what
it's like they trying
about,
to.
let's talk about how the female gaze could take somebody from a nigga to a god. Like, let's talk about
it.
let's talk about that. It's going to take divine feminine energy to pull what's dormant inside of most of these men, which is the god is hiding somewhere.
Women are the tastemakers. Tupac said it himself. Women have always been the fucking tastemakers. So if they're not giving up, you know what I'm saying, certain levels of gratification, you see what I'm saying? Recognition and acknowledgement to the niggas that's gonna ultimately do the work to heal the community. The community's not gonna heal. What the fuck is these niggas getting up out of bed for? Just to do it for the goodness of their heart?
Right, that's not
I'm
how
sorry,
it works.
like let's get the fuck out of here with that shit too. No
Right.
one's doing shit for the goodness of their heart.
That Francis Cress Wilson talked about with the biology of white men, well, the biology of black men is running it too, but there's men that want to get chosen by the highest pedigree and stock of what they consider to be a bad bitch. You feel me? No, you know, that's what they desire, the gaze of a 10, of a 9, of an 8, of a 7, of a 6, of a 5. Do you know what that shit will do to your confidence? Do you know how activated that will make you? So what happened in the white space? They started to get white gaze. The women started looking at them. Why? Them niggas became crypto bros. They finally got some bread. They didn't have no money, bro. They
became viable options.
When Obama came in and they were having deaths of despair. They were committing suicides at exorbitant rates because a black man with charisma was sitting in the White House in the Oval Office, and their women started to choose at a hyper speed and get back on the quote unquote gravy train, right? They started to drink themselves to death. That's when the opiate shit started to take over. These were white men from trailer parks. These were white men who they were like, yo, we don't have no reason to exist anymore. Our greatest fears are here. We are going to get replaced. That's where replacement theory started jumping off. That's where all of this conversation about 14 letters and 14 words started to go crazy on 4chan and 8chan. That's when the incels and the pencil dick white boys started to become quote unquote radicalized, right? They wanted to get their women back by any means necessary. And what happened? A fateful day in 2015, Donald Trump was in the Taj Mahal or the Trump Plaza and started going down an escalator and said that he was going to run for president. And whoever was on his team, whether it was Steve Bannon, Stephen Miller, whoever did the research, they found that demographic of white men that were killing themselves, that were living life of despair. JD Vance, chubby JD Vance, living in the Appalachian Mountains as a fuck boy. That's who Donald Trump came and saved, and that's who raised up. He raised them up as white walkers. Andrew Tate came along and gave them niggas some game. Jake Paul started knocking you niggas out and gave them niggas some game, and they started piping black women, and women started putting their gaze on white men. They start getting that haircut where they laid that shit to the side, they got the part, and they wearing fucking khakis and whatnot, and
skin fades and shit.
And all of the women who they would never get started choosing them. And everything started changing. Them niggas showing up on yachts. They in Miami with the unbuttoned shirts. Them niggas somewhat cool now. They now could talk to you about women and having sex and how to make them orgasm. They never had that conversation. They were never in a race like that. They were never in a runway, because while they were putting your ass in a trauma center based off of the psyops of doing what? They were spirit cooking you on cadavers, black dead men. Trayvon Martin stood on top of him and cooked them. Mike Brown, cooked them, spirit cooked them. Then they introduce you to a LBGT organization of black women who were on some we're going to spirit cook black cadavers. That's what they did. It was the same thing.
Necromancy, baby. Talk about it. Yeah.
Cutting off phalluses of black. They remember when they had the campaign during the campaign in 1915, Reefer Madness, Birth of a Nation, where they were like, black men are over-sexualized and they're running down on your women. That was equivalent to them having a pushback of the skin industry right now, where they're like, yo, we got to make it private and we got to relegate it and whatnot, because it's too much going on with their daughters.
Yep.
Fornicating with black men. So back in those days, it was the same thing. What did they do? They hunted them down, hung them, and cut off their phallus and put it in jars. That is a sex crime. That's not about, I don't like this nigga's melanin and no, whistling at a young white girl that you're gonna ravage will get you hung and castrated, right? So what Francis Cress Welsing was talking about is inside of their subconscious all the way up to this day. They can't unthink it. They can't unsee it. They can't unlearn it.
Nope.
If you are able to see the world through certain lens, it's hard to see it if you're a black woman. I said it before. The opposites attract, right? So who's more dangerous in this equation of white power? Is it a black woman and a white man, or is it a white man and a black woman? Is it a black man and a white woman, or is it who could fuck shit up more in society? Who could run the world? A black woman who teams up with a white man in power, right? And they scheme on their own people, and they scheme on American power, and they scheme on capitalistic power, and they scheme on all things. Who's more dangerous? Is it a black man with his Becky or his Karen, or is it a white woman? Is it Candace Owens or Olivia Pope? Who is it? Tell me, because opposites do attract, and when they do attract, they could fuck some shit up. Who is more dangerous to our people and to the power structure? A black woman and a white man, or a black man and a white woman, just through the knowledge?
Hey, I'll cut it right there. We even say within our own selves that the black community is matriarchal, matrilineal, you know what I'm saying? Focused on so the question already answered itself, because we already admitted that the black man doesn't really run the black community like that. Or at least that's the new feminist talking point that niggas is going with nowadays.
So even in Africa with the Moors did not bring their women to Europe. The Moors did not bring their women to Europe and be like, yo, white men, you could sleep with our women. The Moors did not bring their mamas to North Africa and to Spain and to France and to play. No, the Moors went and built their own families in those places. The Moors left their women in paradise, untouched and out of the gaze of European and Asian and Mongolian men. You had to protect the women by any means necessary, because if you checkmate the woman, you win the game. If you checkmate the woman, you win the game. So when they conquered us, they went and got our women in America. They went and got our women in Jamaica. They went and got they went and hunt for our women in Haiti. They went and got our women in DR. They went and got our women in Peru or Heru. They went and said, oh, the women was looking like, oh, that's Bay and them pulling up. That's our men. And it was not their men.
It was these white dirty men who had diseases, and they had boils in their skin, and they had worms, and they had syphilis and gonorrhea. They was piping sheep. They was piping cows, walruses, and they was piping horses. And they never got to lay up in heaven until they came and took our women. That's how they leveled up as society. That's how they stopped themselves from dying off. They were able to get into fertilized soil, heaven's gates, but they had to steal those gates. They had to break down the gates in order to get to our women. Our women was ducked off. They was hidden. You did not have access to our women's wombs. The phallus was neighborhood. It was community and whatnot. You could. That's why we had empires. You go to Hawaii. It's a nigga that look like Mansa Musa in Hawaii. That's his kingdom right there, because that's his seed. He's not a bastard. Wherever you land, you plant your seed in that kingdom. And that seed becomes royalty, because royalty is in your scrotum sac. Royalty is in your seed. That's why you can't spill your seed. Why your seed on this concrete? Why is your seed in a napkin, nigga? You go places and build kingdoms. All right, I'm pulling up to the shores of an island. Oh, it's 100 of them. I'm taking them all down. I'm having 100 seeds. I'm planting 100 seeds. Huh? I'm God. About this, I'm pulling up. The chief is like, you can have 3 of my daughters, because your energy, your aura is so auraed up. I'm giving you 3 of my daughters. Go and plant royalty in them. Huh? Go and put royalty in them. And when you come back next year, 2 years, then you'll have young princes or young queens or princesses and whatnot waiting for you. Facts. That's how we spread our seed. That's how we spread the empire. That's in so many ways. And I'm not a passport bro, but in so many ways, that's their DNA waking up and moving them around, because that's how we would move around. But when our women found out that that they would not get punished, that there was no penalty for laying down with these people and whatnot, they started doing it. Back in the days, it was off with your head. There was a penalty. You could not mix. You could not mix your bloodline. You could not mix your pedigree. Even in places in Africa right now, certain tribes don't mix. So women was getting tossed and whatnot. That's why they started doing Salem witch hunts. And that's why they were hanging their women. They were beheading them, and they were dragging them, and they were doing all type of shit, because they were punishing their women for choosing Hannibal Barca. And then after that, it was the Umayyad dynasty. And then after that, it was the Almoravid, niggas from Senegal and whatnot, piping their women down. Fast forward, they have something called xenophobia, and they have something called MAGA in Europe, called Make Europe Great Again. It's the same fucking argument. Africans coming over there, piping their women down. Okay? And they're getting amnesia, and they got their priests and whatnot, giving them the skeeter and whatnot, weaponizing them, and their priests, their popes, and all of these people who are crusaders are doing what? Andrew Tate is telling them, Stephen Bannon is telling them, Stephen Miller is telling them, it's coded language. But I got the code books, so I know what they're talking about, and it all has to do with their women choosing. It all boils down to that. At the end of the day, it's sad, but really that's what it boils down to. Leave their women alone. Leave them alone. You're not going to checkmate white people by piping down fucking Raquel Welch, nigga. Leave them alone. Let them have their women.
They don't even
have
the same
yours.
Effect. They barely even want
you need
women.
to tend to yours.
Dog, yeah, I need y'all to understand. Like, that's why it's called booty. That's why it's called booty. The spoils of war is called booty, my nigga.
Sign the treaty. Tell them crackers that you're gonna leave their milk alone. Sign the treaty, bro. Stop the war.
That's all it's gonna take is and no more of you Oreo babies. You see what I'm saying? No more you mixed babies. All right.
Obama's
We just want
the
the pure
last
white
part.
snow.
Yeah.
We want pure white snow now. All right.
Pure
And that's
white
all it takes. Leave they women alone. To be real, white women ain't even all that to be running around after them anyways, dog. Like it's too much melanated greatness all around the planet.
around,
You see what I'm saying?
Your proximity is fucked up. Y'all in
Y'all
Boise,
ain't seen
Idaho.
Cambodia. Y'all ain't been to
Yeah,
you know
y'all
what I'm
in
saying,
Boise,
the
Idaho
Great
with
Lakes of
wild,
Africa.
crazy options. You know?
Yo, niggas out here fighting for cheese curds. I'm like, what is
They
wrong with
got
these boys?
places like Portland where they walking past our women. They got places where did they curve our women? In LA and Los Angeles.
Mhm.
They curving them for Lindsay Lohan's. You feel me? They curving our sisters for Honey Boo Boo in them. Right?
Mhm.
That's not right. Like I see why the divestment
Hyper reality. They
started.
could only be fine in a hyper reality.
But I know with the divestment movement, they will scheme on us. Black men is not gonna lay up with a Becky and scheme.
They'll get us
on
set
y'all.
up.
That's not how it
they'll get
works.
us set
It
up.
don't work. They won't sit. Only the worst of us will sit down and scheme on how to help a Becky snatch your fucking wig off your head. That's not how. But on the other end, bro? They will sit down and show them the steps on how to neutralize us, on how to put us in alligator Alcatraz, on how to take us out. Let's talk about it.
That's the one thing I can say that I've noticed in the difference between the different interracial dating dynamics. When a black man goes over there, he's pretty much just done with all of us. You see what I'm saying? Like he's just over the community.
Yeah, he's just gonna shit.
Yeah, he's done.
It's diarrhea.
When a black woman goes that interracial route, she's going to go get her revenge on every one of you niggas that did not pick her, that didn't choose her, that didn't treat her right. She gonna get her. She gonna get her lip back. That's a fact. And she gonna use that white man as her firearm to get that lick back, straight up and down. That's the only thing I've seen.
Rise in power to the Black Messiah. Rise in power to Black Molasses. Rise in power to the nigga who had y'all thinking twice about crossing over. Who everybody said, damn, man, people posting pictures with them and D'Angelo, knowing that he had, man. Shout out to D'Angelo for getting neck in a video and showing niggas how it is. You know what I mean? How does it feel? Man, shit. He was talking to the soul of women. I remember getting I remember having dating models and dating he's a baddie magnet like Lenny Kravitz and shit. He was raising the bad dude shorties. He was raising the septum ring shorties. And I don't know what happened to D'Angelo, but once he took his hands up off of them, I don't know who took over from there. But whoever's raising them, whoever's giving them, they marching orders and whatnot, it's not D'Angelo anymore. What warlock did they cross? Who are they have? What warlock do they have smoke with? Because when you on drugs, it's easy for the people to knock you off, and people are like the way that we look past our people that have these quote unquote addictions, and we be like, yo, if the nigga died, like they could Michael Clayton you. Don't be on drugs because nobody, like Biggie said, we're gonna sprinkle coke on the shit and make it drug related. You're not going to get the benefit of the doubt if they knock you off, if you have a habit. So if you have a habit, my nigga, you might not want to mix up freedom fighting or whatever it is, because D'Angelo was very outspoken about messianic energy. He was very vocal about Black Molasses, Black Messiah, Voodoo. He named his album Voodoo. He named his album Black Messiah. He had that very Black Molasses melanated sound. That shit that Prince and them had. The AI can't. They can't. He's one of those that you can't clone, but he's gone. So all of the originals are going fast. And everybody that's left over is niggas that do like auto tune. They very robotic. Are we graduating or are we dying? That is the question. Are niggas graduating? Are they getting their walking papers because they have passed their test? Or should we cry because niggas are dying? I think niggas are graduating.
I'm very inclined to agree with that.
I really do. Like, I never been on dope. I never been on no dope. The most dope I've been on was some fire ass runts. And I've been in certain situations though where I might have been on 5 grams, where it's like the ego death is kicking in, and I'm like, you might have one of those conversations with the angels or what you would call the God, and it could be like, yo, it's graduation day, nigga. You the valedictorian, it's time to go. And then you start preparing yourself because you like, yo, I made peace with my bid is up. I made peace. I found out that I'm doing a bid. The whole time I thought I was chilling. I did some shrooms and found out I'm doing a bid. I'm in jail.
This is some community service shit. Yup.
This is some community. I thought I was
probation
living
shit.
Like Savon Bomar broke it down. He broke it down on Brother Rich channel. And once I heard that, it was a no-brainer. I was like, damn, this nigga's on to something. When you do plant-based medicine, like I did Bufu before, right? I did the Bufu before. And I was like, oh shit, that shit fucking, you know what I mean? That shit took me, it gave me so much power that I felt scared because it opened me up to some shit that I was like, oh, it's lit over there. So if you take plant-based medicine, changa, DM, any of that, right? I gotta be careful what I say on it. And you wake up and and you're waking up to a reality that's wild lit. I'm talking about the energy was so lit. I was like, nigga, put me back to sleep. You're not awakened if this world is not lit like the world that you experience on 5 grizzles or 7 grizzams or the boot. That when I'm like, oh, I'm hearing mad voices. The energy was so pulsating. I'm not hearing voices like in a scary way. I'm communicating telepathically. I'm
cross dimensions
into a source to where it's like I feel like I could throw a fireball and blow a planet up. I'm all type of things are going on. I'm hearing ancestors talking to me. I'm getting pulled on different. I'm like, yo, put me back to sleep, please.
Take
me down. I'm like, take me down.
That's how you know that. That's how you know the shrooms hit and you start begging for sleep.
And you like, this is the world. Man, take me down, please. Let me go back to my regular height. They hitting. So if that's the case, then we're in a sleeping state right now. We're not awakened. This is not wake state. Nigga, this is the sleeping state. When you are awakened and it's super lit, that's the awakened. When you just go to sleep and you're like, oh shit, it's lit. I think that might be the state that we might think is sleeping might be awakened.
Yeah.
I'm just going out on a limb to just theorize that. And I'll let you know when I make it a theorem. But I'm just kind of like on a limb to say, hey, maybe that's the case.
No, I feel you 1000% because all of my most intense shroom trips, like 2 hours, 3 hours in, I'm just like, yo, I just want to go to sleep so bad, bro. You just start begging for the sleep.
Yeah, just
put me to sleep, dog. Like, I'm begging for it.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm sorry I knocked. My bad.
Yeah. It make you feel like that. Like, damn, I'm sorry I even bothered you niggas. Like, the fuck, bro? God damn.
Nah, it's too late. Look at this. Take that. You're like, no. You know what I'm saying? I won't do it
like me if I let all of it go. No.
I'm sorry. Getting your ass whooped. Washed, getting jumped, getting DP'd in the spirit realm.
Oh God, bro.
You feel me? Like you Crip Mac and all of that. So Shit
This them
happened.
type of experiences that you can only understand at 5 grams and above, bro. My third shroom trip, my ancestors was cussing me the fuck out in patois using my own mouth to do it. So I'm staring in the mirror and they just rolling. Everything's just like, yo, blood clot, wow, yo, your thing said this, I joke, and they just go 4 hours straight. And I'm like, yo, okay, I get it. Please, God, let me go, bro.
Yeah, thugging you out, bro. Don't just disrespect you.
Straight. And it was the most respectful disrespect I had ever gotten in my life. It was just like, yo, stop playing with yourself, because by playing with yourself, you're disrespecting us, and we don't take no disrespect from nobody.
You feel me? So it's like,
so please,
some of
for
us
the
are
love of
scared.
God.
Yeah. Some of us are scared to face that reality of what's staring at us. But it's like, fam, what do you think? Like, this is not no play. You know what I mean? And we playing, and it's not our
face
fault.
That black mirror.
Yeah, it's not our fault that niggas got us on playtime, because they've been playing with us in our face. You feel me? But we not going for it. We not going for it.
Not at all.
Yeah, yeah, fuck out of here. And I'm not rocking with no cowards. If your discernment is off, I'll meet you next lifetime, Erica Badu. I'm not doing it because I don't, you know what I mean? You don't, you know, your purpose, you just showed it, you know, it's more to, you know what I mean? Finish it. Yeah, you got more to go. Got more to go. And people, they be performing too much, especially in this community. It's so performative. And it's like, you keep playing if you want to, you're going to get smacked one day, and all that performance shit going to go out the window, because you can act like you could perform like you could fight, but one day you're going to have to fight.
Yeah, for real.
Straight up.
Let me veggie back on that real quick, because that's something that I've been noticing as well. Performative blackness is going to be the death and the scourge of you niggas. I am tired of seeing this bliggity black bliggity black. Like, yo, son, I thought we weren't a monolith, but yet we only acknowledge the monolithic representations of us.
Right.
I thought we weren't a fucking monolith, but yet if I'm not talking to you in soft-coded language about how I grew up in the South eating hot water cornbread, you're not gonna fuck with me.
Right.
If I talk to you like the nerd that I am, you gonna say, he whitewashed, he this, that, and the third. But I thought we weren't a monolith. So why is it that the only form of blackness that gets accepted, promoted, proliferated, and perpetuated is the form of blackness that is in itself a minstrel show?
Right.
Why are we still doing that? Why can't I be a melanated being and that just be it? Why do I have to perform this melanation? You see what I'm saying? Why do I have to, like, boom, even this.
My black scent.
You see what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I got to veg you back off of that. I got a video that I want to play when you're done.
Yeah, go ahead. No. Cook.
You sure? Cook County?
Yeah. Cook County, bro.
All right, let's see. You know what I'm talking about? Let's see, because you was touching on something that I'm like, yo, performative, all of that performance shit. Y'all think that shit is cute? You know what I'm talking about? Like, you think that's something on code switching and all of that type shit, but you got all of these people literally fleecing us.
Yes.
Cloning us. Right?
White Americans do not have culture.
Cloning us. Check this out real quick.
Yeah, let's go.
Americans do not have culture or a true sense of identity, and this is why we're seeing a rise in groups like MAGA. The great majority of these white people who came to America were undesirables and decided to abandon their cultures and language in order to become white in America. And so the rise in white supremacy and right-wing ideology is not surprising when you consider that whiteness and consumerism is all these people know. They did not hold on to their original languages, customs, and traditions because capitalism was calling. And they prioritized and valued capital over culture. And now look at them. The Trump administration is pushing out propaganda saying this is our country, this is our home, these immigrants can't come in. But these people are so far removed from their actual backgrounds that they forget that their ancestors came here on boats, that their ancestors came here with nothing, that upon arriving to America, their ancestors were treated like dirt. And a lot of them are experiencing a cognitive dissonance that you or I could never understand. These people are wielding Italian, Polish, Irish last name. And even though some of them will go so far as to claim these backgrounds, the backgrounds don't claim them. Because you can say your family is Italian, but what happens when they go to Italy? How can you claim to be Italian when you don't speak the language? Comparatively, so many African Americans do not know where in Africa their ancestors came from. But the crazy thing is, a lot of European Americans don't know this either. And it's not due to slavery. It's due to their families completely abandoning this part of themselves. And when you actually think about the reality of this, it is insane. Abandoning your entire background, your lineage, not knowing where your family came from, all due to whiteness. And these people are so angry because they're lost. They don't know who they are. And whiteness is a hallucination. It's not real. We are living in a time where white supremacy is clearly a fiction. And what a lot of them are grappling with right now is that we are no longer in the 20th century, where whiteness was enough for you to succeed in the world, for you to get that job, to obtain capital. And this is all they know. This is all they were taught to know. Because if you ask any one of them what American culture truly is, they wouldn't actually be able to tell you.
They can't tell you, right?
They can't tell you shit.
So
because American culture is capitalism, and that's not a culture.
Right,
right. It's economic system.
Culture war. When you hear them adamantly saying culture war, this is not speculation. This is not like some Europeans that this is your president. This is your administration. This is the whole government of Florida. Like when they say that we have a culture war and they're standing on culture war, right? When they're like, yo, we're at war and we will not win this. We will not lose this war. What is this war about? Why are they saying the word culture war? Culture war is exactly what was going on in 1915 when they came out with the movie
Birth of a Nation.
That was responsible for the rise of the KKK second coming, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was their answer to, that was their strike in the culture war, right? That movie was their quote unquote missile. That was their hypersonic missile in their culture war. And that missile was propagandized. Because A Birth of a Nation was Hollywood magic.
There you go.
That was hyper reality. That world that they were showing in the movie did not exist when that movie came out.
Nope.
The depiction of what Disney showed with suburbs and everything, suburbs is a creation of Walt Disney. Suburbs and supermarkets and all of that never existed before.
Nope.
We don't even have supermarkets. We have hypermarkets. I don't have Cash App. I only have Buy Me a Coffee and I have Zelle, right? But for anybody that's out there, I'm gonna go to our that's hitting it. You don't have to hit the Cash App because we have a word from our sponsor in a minute, and it'll give you the option to support something that's gonna support you. I don't even like Cash Apps because I want like Buy Me a Coffee. I like Buy Me a Coffee because you're getting something in return. I like Patreon because you're getting something in return. Fair exchange, no robbery. I want you to get something, not just these words. I want you to have something that you can have. But going back to what we were saying about this culture war and the fact that these people have the audacity to say a culture war when we have not identified if they even have a culture. They have the nerve to say that we don't have a culture. But before we even entertain that quote unquote conversation, we have to make them qualify. What is your culture? I could prove that Walt Disney and them created these cultures that y'all are calling white culture. That white picket fence, nigga, suburbs and all of that. That is a new invention that has nothing to do with white culture. That is part of the hyperstition. That is part of the simulation. That is part of them creating fake worlds out of real worlds, taking
fake things and juxtaposing them over nature
with reality.
because of they're doing that because of their quote unquote disdainment with nature. They can't live amongst the mosquitoes. They can't live amongst the ants. They can't live in the trees. They can't live in the forest. They cannot live in the swamps.
Not at all.
They have a disdain. They have a natural deflection to nature. So they build on top of it. They build artificial zoos. They build these artificial worlds. They build highways through the fucking swamp, through the jungle, through the rainforest. They take the trees down. They take the corals and destroy the corals in the ocean. These are not your quote unquote average human beings. Are more like mankind. It's more
mankind.
Like
word to Bobby. Word to Bobby. They're mankind, not humanity.
And so when you see the rise of the machines, when you see the rise of the quote unquote AI that doesn't have emotions, it doesn't care about nature, it's sucking up the water, it's actually destroying nature as they build it up. It is an arbitrage to destroy nature. So it is part of their simulation. It is part of their simulacra layer, right? Data centers on top of rainforests. And that's a layer, my niggas. Data centers on top of the hood neighborhoods. No, that's a new layer of the simulation. And they're calling it a data center, but that's going to take you further away from grounding, further away from getting in the fucking rain forest or a waterfall, further away from the beach. Yeah, they'll have a virtual beach.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it a buck. Everyone in this chat is very familiar with AI tech. You know what I'm saying? We make sure that we keep the family abreast to these different technological developments.
Yes.
Put your hand in the air if a fucking Sora video has caught you. I've been caught, and I'm one of the niggas that know what to look for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I'm one of the niggas that know what to look for, I engage in AI. I know what the fuck do you think the rest of these niggas gonna do? They don't have the discernment. Matter of fact, the word of the day should just be discernment.
Right.
They don't have the discernment to draw a delineated line between reality and hyper reality. The shit's blurring for them. It's all one thing.
Right.
This is where this shit has to go now.
Right. So once you arrive, it's all about arrival, and not just arrival. It's all about knowing when you have arrived. Right.
Facts.
When it arrives, then you know that we are in a certain era, a new era. I'm so elated that I was able to get on Brother Richard's channel, and we was able to do those 5 shows before Sora 2 came out. Because if we were to do those shows after Sora 2 to talk about the simulacra and assimilation, hyper reality, hyperstition, hyper sigils, and all of that, it wouldn't hit the same as us preparing people, and then that bitch hit. You're not living in reality anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I just saw a show with Samar Bomar. We was talking about the 4th dimension. The 4th dimension is absorbing the 3rd dimension. The 4th dimension,
right now,
I wouldn't say that the internet or cyberspace, it qualifies as the 4th dimension, but it is the ladder to the 4th dimension. It is the escalator. It is the stairs to the 4th dimension. It's a fake dimension. It is a fake 4th dimension. Nonetheless, it is the 4th dimension.
I used to call it the synthetic astral realm. Yep.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I have to land my plane because I do have to go over to Black Magic 363. However, this is the good news. I got to get the good news out before we even dip. We are proud to announce that our good brother right here, Hitsuyo, is going to be a part of the KTL cycle. All right. The brother will be doing his workshop. This workshop is going to be launching. Ladies and gentlemen, in November. The Primal Ontological Loop. All right. This is going to be launching in November.
The pulsing light is the breath of the cosmos.
Man, We got so much cloth when it comes to this right here.
You were never meant to market yourself. You were meant to mythologize yourself.
Live and direct from the mothership. This not gonna be on some other shit. It's Hitsuyo, the sovereign identity architect at your service. Orewa Kakugachi Gwandayo. Translation: I'm built different, and I'm tapping in this Sunday, September 28th, for the MAGAfest Destiny Meme Martyr Lecture. This one is going to be a movie that you don't want to miss. I'm opening up the spot. I'm setting off the ritual with the algorithmic asylum case file 002. We're really going to set you up to jailbreak your identity and tap into that altered destiny. Let's get it.
So the brother is cooking, y'all. The link is going to be in the bio. The 4-week workshop is coming up.
Yes,
we're going to be unpacking more as to what y'all got to look for. But we're going to spend 4 weeks with the God. And after that, we are going to be leveled up bosses.
Straight
Trust me. Trust me. Y'all already know how he gives it up. But we put it in a court. We put it in a workshop course. We put it fundamentally so we can all understand it. Seating is limited. We don't want a big class. I only am selling 33 tickets because we don't want a lot of people. We got to focus on everyone's brand. We're going to have to give you our attention. So we don't want a big classroom. 33 tickets. Seating is limited. The link is in the bio. And another thing, this Sunday, Meta Yahoo. This Sunday, Meta Yahoo. This is going to be donation only, right? For the people who got tickets to American Gods MAGAfest Destiny, this is part of your purchase. So you are already grandfathered in. You don't have to worry about anything. You'll be receiving a link on Sunday. Instead of the thing that we were doing in New Orleans, which has been postponed, I got my presentation. I'm doing Meta Yahoo. Meta Yahoo is going to be talking about the quote unquote militarization of AI, the militarization of big tech, the quote unquote the rise of Skynet in so many ways. Meta Yahoo, the consolidation of all of these social media, the social media as a battleground, social media as a war, quote unquote battleground, not social media as a service, social media as a war front, social media as a battleground, and the consolidation of TikTok and all of these apparatuses as weapons, as quote unquote weapons. We are going to be cooking Meta Yahoo. You already know what it is. Your Meta Yahoo is coming up. We'll be doing some more jump offs for that. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we got this coming up too.
Spin City, Red Pillar, H Factor.
Houston. Yeah.
Big H time. H.
To this day. To this day.
Big Houston.
To this day.
You know what I'm talking about? The Gods is going to be out there for Techno Tuesdays IRL. Techno Tuesdays IRL.
October 28th, Techno Tuesdays IRL Houston. Feat Red Pillar at a Spin City. Special guest to be announced.
Can I talk? I can't talk for myself no more. These AI shit is just taking over. I can't even talk for myself. I'm trying to say something. Them niggas popping up like, yo, Techno Tuesdays, pull up, and we got something for the doctors as well.
Afrofuturism and artificial intelligence. On Wednesday, October 29th, you will discover the Sip and Prompt experience. Bring a friend and receive prompt credits.
We got Sip and Prompt the next day.
Afrotech will meet Afrofuturism and artificial intelligence. On Wednesday, October 29th, you will discover the Sip and Prompt experience. Bring a friend and receive prompt.
And we're going to be doing Vibing with the Vibes. I'm looking for, we're going to be looking for volunteers, but you'll hear more about that. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to let you know that we have the workshop coming up with the God. You know what I mean? This is priority. I got the commercial is coming either tonight or mañana. We have a lot of things going on. I decided to crank this shit up. You feel me? There's nothing to fear but fear itself, and there's no slowing down. Nipsey said the marathon could continue. I concur. You know what I mean? It's time to go. F that. We not gonna be able to do this shit over again.
No, not again.
Techno Tuesdays IRL Houston. Techno Tuesdays IRL Houston. But before that, Meta Yahoo. And then right after that, we're going to be doing the Day of the Dead, and we're going to be doing the Scorpion King Gala. But that's going to coincide with the workshop, November 1st and 2nd. We outside, we cooking on the south side. Peace, love, and light to the family. We will be back for part 2. We not even finished, brother.
We didn't even cook all the way. This is just the appetizers of the meal.
Ontological loop.
The gods of intelligence aren't myths. They're here. Artificial intelligence is rewriting the rules of power right now. Will you master it or be mastered by it? Most are drowning in AI hype, hesitating, confused, while the future slips into the hands of those who act first. That's why Black Magic 363 presents AI Masters, the Gods of Intelligence, with Seven Bomar and Red Pillar, two visionaries revealing how to align with AI to elevate your life and unlock true power. Seats are limited. Energy is high. History is unfolding now. Click below and reserve your spot for AI Masters, the Gods of Intelligence. The future belongs to those who move first.
Yes, indeed, y'all. So we will see y'all Third Eye Thursdays. Look out for we got something special coming up, but Saturday, Sacrilegious Sundays, Saturday Night Live, and then we have Meta Yahoo coming up on Sunday, 7 o'clock. It is donation based, you know what I mean? Because I can't disrespect the people who paid money for the first lecture by doing it like that. You know, it's we gotta respect one another. This shit is not, you know what I mean? But it's donation, so we're not hitting you upside the head. Go to Buy Me a Coffee. Anybody that hits Buy Me a Coffee, we have the Eventbrite as well for the event. We're going to be sending that out in the email blast, and that will be in the description. So peace, love, and light to the family. Y'all stay dangerous, and we will see you in the classroom when we cook this Sunday. Make sure y'all do not miss that. That shit is going. It's too hot for YouTube. They would not let me upload it, so we're going to cook on off these people platform. But trust me when I say this shit is going to be fire. It's going to be controversial. I'm going in. Peace, love, and light to the family. Stay dangerous. Peace, God.
Peace. Y'all be blessed, all right? Stay safe.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yo, we got it going on. I'm hit right on my wrong. Yo, we got it going on. This is for the culture. Yeah. Hey, yo, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform, it becomes a Voltron. Yeah. We hit it right all our wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Yeah. Went through the fire, but it lit up my views. I'm blowing up like a bomb. Introduce you to God. I'm teaching essentials, I'm operating at my peak, it's potential. Elijah, he told me to keep it on simple. Through these instrumentals, I speak to your mental. Red. Back in the booth, rap to the youth, they was lacking the truth. Back to the seas, they was lacking the roots. Smoked all the trees and they snacking on fruits. Bed, attached to my roof, detached to the roof on the back of the coupe. Back from the future, I'm back in the red and the blue, yeah, I'm back on my snoot. Niggas be biting, they cracking, they tracking, they niggas be capping, they lacking it. Put a toe tag on the back of they boot. Battle with nukes, I'm attacking they troops. I wrote these bars in Sumerian text. The legends of Mu, I'm Sumerian sets. It was written in Targaryen text. Came to conquer all my variants. Yeah, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform, it becomes a Voltron. Yeah. We hit it right all our wrong. Hey, yo, we got it going on. Yeah. Went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. Introduce you to God. Back on the mic, was dead on my back, now I'm back on my life. Came back from the future, went back to it twice. When I rose out the grave, they said that dude is Christ. I'ma shine like a star. it's finally time. Swear that I hear every prayer that you say. I was there every day.
Chat what the hell? Whenever they got a pillar at the Vatican. Pope Pablo, where you at?
You either fight or run. Life a game, I feel like I won. Yo, we got it going on. I bring my niggas together, we transform and become the Voltron. We hit a fight all wrong. Hey yo, we got it going on. Yeah. Went through the fire, but it lit up my fuse. I'm blowing up like a bomb. Introduce you to God.
From the quantum shadows, a traveler emerges. Fly Sinet, the multi-dimensional hacker, living his hero's journey. He joins the Pantheon at AI Masters Workshop, November 1st and 2nd, hosted by 363 Empire with Red Pillar and Seven Bomar. Tickets, lock yours in now.
This is the law of mental command. It is the understanding that you are not a victim of your thoughts, but a commander of them.